Televisa presenta.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our dearest Mexican TV show. And in this brand new episode, I'm still being your host, obviously and clearly, and I'm pretty excited of welcoming all of my guests for tonight's show. So, as you all well know, my beautiful audience, in this show, we discuss topics that matters in our Mexico nowadays. And I am pretty excited of introduce to you a new section in which I am going to interview pretty important Mexico characters, and I am going to ask them very important questions about politics in Mexico nowadays. So, as you all know, my dearest audience, we touch Mexico problems that matters nowadays that keep surrounding us. For today's, we are going to introduce you a very funny new section in which I am going to ask questions about politics to important Mexico's characters. So I am pretty excited again to have all of these politicians and all of these famous and singers that I am going to surprise you with. So we are going to start now. So now that we have counted off our president, we have to go to our commercials. Yes, sorry for everything, but they have paid our program. Yes, so I have the wish of having your patience. So still there, our beautiful audience, because we have our special next guest.
¿A dónde vas, hijo?
A recoger mi IFE, ma.
Nada es para siempre.
Hoy yo sé que estás a punto de volar. Aquel que era mi niño ya no lo es más.
Ya creciste. Si tienes 18 años, tramita tu credencial para votar en cualquier módulo del IFE de tu estado. Consulta los documentos originales que debes llevar y haz una cita. Lo que hace grande a un país es la participación de su gente. IFE.
Now, as we having our first guest, pretty known by a lot of people and considered as a strong figure, pretty corrupt by many, pretty authoritarian by other many, but also brilliant. Now we have our former president of Mexico. His name is Carlos Salinas de Gortari. Please welcome him. Please take a seat.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, the pleasure is mine. So, are you ready for this interview questions? Well, it is everything written, but I'm going to add my touch on it. These questions are going to be spicy, so take a breath. I'm going to start now.
And I have not even high, and that's why I came here and I said this interview. And I want to show to our people, our country, that I did the best for us.
Well, then we are going to move to our first question that I think I have the duty to ask. Talking about our 1988 presidential elections, I'm going to ask you to clarify the consistency and transparency of all of these elections. You exactly know all of the rumors that happened in that year, but I am going to ask you directly now. There was any fraud committed on 1988 elections in Mexico?
I see that you're embracing on this question really good, but let me tell you something about this. And I see that you're embracing on this that if I'm the president or not of this country, but let me tell you something. This is something that everybody is telling us, but the vote count of 1988 was something that all the people saw that I didn't do anything, and I didn't do anything to our people to say that I'm the leader, or if I need to be the leader. I didn't buy any vote of any people, and this is something that I did for myself, something that I have to say that I'm so proud of myself that I did so many things to this country.
But, I mean, do you have any physical evidence that you won the elections? Because, well, all of the physical evidence that we had in 1988 well, it was completely burned into ashes. So, to clarify all of these rumors, are you willing to give an apology to all of the civilians of Mexico? Are you willing to give an apology to the real Mexico's presidency, Cuauhtémoc Cárdenas?
You didn't hear what I said? You really didn't hear what I said? I'm the Mexican president, and there's nothing that no one can tell that I'm not. In 1988, the votes were clearly legal, and there was until 1990 something that the people proved that there was the free and that was created, but that before that was all this about the presidents that are corrupted. That's nothing about me. I'm really the president of this country.
Well, we're going to pretend that all of that you're saying is true. What can you say about the IFE creations? It was some way to redeem yourself. It was any kind of way to, I don't know, amend your mistakes.
As you know, the IFE was created in 1990, and the elections were in 1988, so that was something to say that the elections, the votes that were made in 1988 were clearly clear. And yes, the IFE was created to make the people be clearly and to give something to our country to trust in these votes. So, I gotta say that in many things, I'm the president currently, and until that, the IFE were created, that was clearly legal.
Well, I think that we are all very tired of you. Now, Mr. President, do you really believe in him? Yes? No? Well, I am. So, thanks for everything, Mr. President. Now, I have to cut you off. So, now we're having our another special guest. So, now that we have skipped the commercials, we have our second pretty special guest. She has been a pretty provocative image on Mexico's showcase. She has been the opposite of what are we used to see on these shows and these novels. She is a singer, and she has been a rebel. She has been a pretty new image for our famous people nowadays. So I am pretty excited to welcome this special singer called Gloria. Well, Gloria, now that I have you here, I have first to say you are in your house. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling very thankful to be here. It's an incredible opportunity. I think it's also very funny, so I'm here to try.
I am very, very glad of hearing that. So, we're talking about Mexico's politics, and I'm going to start asking a pretty essential question about politics nowadays. And what do you think about Colosio's assassination? It has nothing to do with you, but it gives us a little perspective of what do you think about Mexico politics.
I think the murder of Colosio was really shocking for the whole country. The entire nation feels or has been through a very difficult moment, very tragic. And I think that this is only the point that are going to change the way of politics in Mexico, giving challenges and also moments that we have to think a lot about it and what will happen with Mexico in the future.
Well, I think I agree, and I think that all the audience does too. So I'm going to ask you the next question. What do you think about, what is your overall satisfaction of nowadays Mexico politics? What do you think about its environment? What can you tell about that?
Despite this environment of sadness we have currently, I think that it's an opportunity for musicians and artists like me to develop our work based on the situation we are living now in Mexico. So, yeah, it's a moment that will have a lot of importance, and for me, that's my perspective about the issue with politics now.
Well, now that we have realized that you're pretty conscious about the nowadays scenario of Mexico's politics, we're going to move to the interesting questions, dearest people. There has been a lot of rumors about the relationship that you have with your manager, this beautiful man called Sergio Andrade. What can you tell me about it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I think that this is becoming a little bit weird. I don't like the way you are managing this program.
Are you saying more things? We need to cut this. We need to cut this.
These people need to chill out. So we are really excited to have you. This has been a pretty chaotic episode. So I hope to see you later because you have seen that this show is pretty fun. So thanks for everything, and we are going to see you again on the next greatest television show.